hat is pretty pointy. Don't like the pointiness of this hat. You know, it kind of looks like a. I'm not gonna say what it looks like, but what's cracking, y'all? I wanted to talk to you guys about radical acceptance and what it means to me. Okay, I think the way to define radical acceptance is really simple. You just accept things that are out of your control. You know, like if you lose your job, instead of going and saying, you know, God, why me? Why is this happening to me? What, I deserve better than this. You know, instead of saying that, you just accept the fact, and you know, you're like, oh, okay, this is fine. You know, it is what it is. You know, you're ready to move on from that instead of holding on to, you know, the suffering and the pain. And you know, it's like you put all of this on yourself. You don't have to react that way. That's basically what radical acceptance. That's like a really loose definition of radical acceptance. I'll give you an example of some radical acceptance. So I was hanging out with this girl not too long ago, actually, and she was sitting on the couch, and we were having a conversation, and she farted really loud, and she thought it was funny. She laughed, and I kind of sat there. I was like, okay. It was a really funny coincidence because on the car ride over there, I was just thinking in the car how if I accept everything, I think everything is okay, then why do things like farting and burping still, like, I'm disgusted by them, right? I was thinking this in the car. Now, fast forward to when she was sitting on the couch and she decided she was going to fart and laugh about it. I didn't respond like, oh my God, that is disgusting. You know, even I felt that way. I felt this is disgusting. You know, but then I thought in my head, this was me, I was thinking in my head, that's totally okay. You know, of course, she's got the freedom to fart. She's got the freedom to burp or whatever nasty thing I don't like. You know, she's got the freedom to do those things. I don't have to like them, but I should accept them. Because I know people have the freedom to do these things, just like everything else, you know. One of the examples I bring up all the time is like if someone was to come, you know, at any moment, you can be sitting, chilling, doing whatever you're doing. At any moment, someone can walk through that door and put a bullet in you, right? Now, you can get angry, you can get mad and say, oh, why the fuck are they shooting me? Why should I be shot? I'm better than this. But that's silly, you know. That's not accepting the fact that people have the power to do whatever the fuck they want. And it's up to you, you know, how you're going to respond. Now, this whole concept of respect is something I had to throw out. You know, my whole family had kind of nailed that into my head. It's like respect. It's all about respect. You know, you hear about it in those mafia movies, gangster movies and stuff. It's all about respect. You know, if nobody respects you, then, you know, I guess you're better off dead. You know, I'm willing to die over my respect. It was silly to me, in my opinion. In my personal opinion, respect is just a silly concept because you walk around expecting people to treat you a certain way and they don't owe you anything. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You know, I call you big head. You know, I don't know you, but you have a big head. So say, hey, big head. You know, you turn around like, hey, yo, that's disrespect. It's like, well, not to me. Actually, big head, that's a word of endearment. That's what we say to, you know, lift each other up. I know it sounds ridiculous, and this may be a stupid analogy, but that whole concept of people owe you something is, I don't know, I think it's silly. And it just leads to fights and arguments and you guys not really understanding each other. Instead of accepting the fact that people can call you whatever the fuck they want. People can do whatever the fuck they want to you. And you just have to learn to deal with it. Now, how you deal with it, you know, because it's just from what I see, from the outside looking in, it's just an endless cycle of fighting and arguing with each other. This whole respect thing. I don't want any part in that, okay? If anything, I'm trying to get people out of this respect thing. Like, get over it, man. Nobody owes you anything. And I wish I had learned that lesson a lot earlier. But I know a lot of people die without this knowledge. So I'm just happy I learned this before I passed away. And respect is kind of one of those things where it's like you're forcing, you're going to do this, you're going to respect me, you're going to show me respect. Or else what? You're going to beat me up? That's illegal. That's against the law. Is that what you're willing to do over some respect? I don't think that's it, folks. I think respect is stupid. But don't think just because I think respect is stupid that I'm walking around purposely disrespecting people. I'm not a troublemaker like that. I'm not that kind of guy. I believe in treating people how you want to be treated, right? And if people want to treat me like shit, that doesn't mean I have to treat them like shit in return. I actually still treat them well. I don't like being taken advantage of. I don't like being walked over. And if I catch any hints of that, I'm gone. I'm bouncing. Okay? I'm out. And I'm not running away because I'm scared to confront the person. I totally would let them know, hey, I picked up on this. I see what you're doing. I got to bounce. I can't let you continue to take advantage of me, my niceness. You know? Nobody likes being taken advantage of. You know, this may be a completely separate thing, but it's like relationships. You know, how a guy hooks up with a woman, and then one of them cheats, right? I'm not surprised. Like, why is anybody shocked that there's cheating going on? Like, who am I to think I'm the best guy in the world for one girl? And who is she to think she's the best girl in the world for me? To me, that's kind of nutty. I think it's nuts. And I can't believe that's something that we're just taught. Like, I was taught that. I don't even know where it came from. But that's how I used to think. I was like, okay, it's one guy, one girl. This is how the world works. No, man. That's silly. You just end up with a lot of people being heartbroken. And I can't believe... it's nuts. It's really nuts to me that people still think like that. I think one guy, one girl, and I get it, you know, if that's what you guys want to believe, that's fine. But if you're going to end up heartbroken anyway, why don't you just change the way you think, change the way you look at this whole relationship thing? It's like people don't want to change. They're stuck in their beliefs, and I'm just watching people tear themselves apart because they're not willing to change. It's sad. It's sad to watch. And I can't really comment on it. I mean, I can make this dumb little video and speak on it, speak my opinions on it. But I can't try to go out and force these people. I mean, I can. But what would that solve? That's not going to help anybody out. Me telling people, hey, stop thinking the way you're thinking. Start thinking the way I'm thinking. And then you feel better. That's not going to, no. That sounds ridiculous. But I don't know, man. There's got to be an answer to all of this. I don't know what it is, but I'm looking for it. That's why I wanted to get into comedy, to kind of bring stuff like this up. But topics like this, I have a hard time really finding the humor in it. And even if I find the humor, everyone else, they're looking like, where's the joke? Where's the funny? What's so funny about this? That's the challenge right there, is finding a way to make this funny. Okay, I know I'm kind of going all over the place with this video, but there was some Greek mythology stuff I came across earlier about this guy Sisyphus. He was this guy who loved life, he loved living, and the god of death came for him, right? And he somehow tricked the god of death into living once again. Well, he was punished for his actions. And I think Zeus, so he has this boulder that he has to push up this hill. And as soon as it gets to the top of the hill, it always gets pushed right back down. So he's just continuously doing this. And this is his punishment for eternity, for the rest of his life, I guess. So, you know, this sounds really shitty. This sounds like something, man, you know, this is eternal suffering, right? Eternal suffering is what this was meant to be. But it's not suffering. The way that this guy perceives it is just, you know, this is life. I'm still living. You know, he finds a way to still be optimistic despite his circumstances. I guess the modern day version of this would be, you know, people working these shit jobs that they hate, and them somehow still. I've came across these guys, you know, these shitty factory warehouse jobs I've worked, you know, because they need that money, right? They need that bread. They need that moolah. And I just look at these guys and I'm like, how can you, you know, I look at them and they're genuinely happy. I'm like, how can you be happy working in a place like this? That's how I used to think back then. And I guess it's really just all about perception and how you perceive things. You know, thinking the way that I do now, I see it. You know, I see how these guys can still be happy regardless of where life puts them. That's it. That's the end of the video. I don't want to hold you guys any longer. Thanks. Peace out.